Hi everyone, welcome back to Simply Scented Life. My name is Rachel and thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you have subscribed to my channel if you are enjoying my content. If you haven't, make sure you hit that button before you leave today. I have a little bit of a different sort of video for you guys today that I figured I might as well share this with you guys because I have somewhat of a confession to make. I have had a really hard time focusing and locking in on the candles that I need to be burning for review lately. So not to say that I haven't been doing any review burning. I have done some review burning. Behind me I have Vintage Christmas from Kringle going right now. I've been burning some of their other newer Christmas scents for review as well as some of their 3 wicks recently. But I've been having a little bit of a hard time sort of locking in, putting my nose down and getting through some of those because I have been so distracted by some other fragrances that I have found in my collection. So my husband and I, we have been kind of working on some home projects, if you will. If you are a homeowner, you know the joy that I'm referring to of home projects. But some of the projects that we need to do involve me moving and rearranging a lot of my candles, which have kind of taken over some of our storage areas. And in this process, I have discovered some scents that I forgot about, some that I had just been meaning to pull out and hadn't gotten around to. And in this process, as I started lighting some of them, I kind of got hooked on a few of them. And I've had a really hard time kind of putting those aside and switching gears to get back to like my focus here in reviewing. And you know, that's one of the hardest things about being somebody who reviews candles is sometimes it's more about reviewing what you need or burning what you need to review versus just burning what you want. So I've been trying to kind of find a good balance here. And next week, I am going to try to get my focus back in order and get some more reviews out for you guys. But in the meantime, I thought, let me just share some of these things that I have been enjoying myself here. And I will give you a full disclaimer, like some of these are not available anymore. And I hate to be that guy that's like gushing over a candle that you can't buy, you know, or is sold out or whatever the case may be. And I'm sorry about that, but I do want to share these because I'm banking on the fact that there are some of you like me out there who maybe have picked some of these up on sales and tuck them away. And, you know, this could be a good opportunity for you to shop your stash a little bit as well and just uncover maybe some of the gems that you have hiding in your own stash without buying something new. Because that is such a problem these days is there's always so much pressure to keep buying new things. So, you know, take a look in your own stash, see if you have any of these because I am really enjoying these right now. This is all Kringle candle. You know, that is the primary brand that I burn in my house. It's my favorite brand, regardless of me being an ambassador or not. They're just my favorite, so they make up a huge chunk of my stash for that reason. And because I'm trying to kind of pare things down a little bit, I've been trying to focus a little bit more on my Kringles lately, and in hopes of that I'm going to be finishing a few jars over the next coming months. I have a lot of Christmas jars started and things like that, so all Kringle candles today. I do have some other ones coming up in future videos, so if you are a fan of other brands like Bath & Body Works, Goose Creek, and things like that, I do have several of those in my upcoming what I'm going to be burning for Thanksgiving video, so stay tuned for that. But today, all Kringle, and I think I have like 7 or 8 candles here, so I don't know, let's just jump in and get started. So the first one I have here, this is actually a Halloween candle, and it's one of my favorite Kringle Halloween candles. And this was absent from my Halloween week video for a reason, because this scent, Haunted Hallows, this one, for me, is a great November scent. It is a great transition, kind of leaving behind some of that Halloween and the spookiness and moving into a little bit more of a holiday feeling, late fall feeling. This is like perfect for that. This one is sold out. It's not available right now, but I am going to tell you about a sort of cousin scent to this that is available right now. But the notes here for Haunted Hallows: wood smoke, fir, herbal, apple, patchouli, and musk. This is just a beautiful outdoors, cool sort of feeling candle. There is a touch of smokiness here. There's a touch of the apple in here, but it's not like overwhelmingly so. This is just very nicely balanced woods, apple. You have a little bit of an herbal tone here that gives it a little bit of a kind of a different sort of softness to it, in my opinion. But it's very fresh in nature. Even though the notes like being smoky and patchouli and all that, like you might think this would be a little bit heavier, but for me, this is very fresh. And just the coolness to it gives me that sort of late fall feeling, and I have really been liking this one. It's got just enough tree that for me, that's why I feel like it kind of falls a little bit into that sort of holiday scent transition period, especially with the apple. Like apples and trees, very common combination for the holidays. So to have a little bit of that in here without it being like full-blown Christmas tree, this is just really nice, and I have been enjoying this, especially in the like late afternoon, evening time frame. But this is wonderful. And if you're looking for something that might be somewhat similar, there is a scent I've talked about here before, Tranquil Winter, in the Kringle line, that has similar scent notes. If you look on the website, you're going to see similar scent notes to Haunted Hallows here. It is a little bit different. It does have a little bit more fur to it, a little bit more apple. It does feel a little bit more wintry, if you will, but it does have some common threads and some similarities that you might notice if you are familiar with this one. So if you enjoy Haunted Hallows and maybe you're done with it for the season, or you're looking for something similar, check out Tranquil Winter as well. But I have been enjoying this one lately, and I'm glad I saved this for November, because I feel like I appreciate it more now than I did earlier in the season. But yeah, this is a great one. They've brought it back a couple times. I hope this kind of becomes a sort of regular in their collection. I don't know if it will. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I really like Haunted Hallows. Let's see, what else do we have here? Here's another sort of kind of ease you in tree scent, if you will. This one, it came out originally in paraffin. It transitioned to soy. So my original was in paraffin, but I did pick it up in the soy version. This is Christmas is Here. And this one, I will say, on cold, both in the paraffin and in the soy version, I wasn't in love with it. But once I finally got into burning it, it was really, really nice. I actually still have some of my paraffin jar left, I believe. But I wanted to see how the soy performed. And I will say one thing with this scent, I do feel like the performance was better in the paraffin jar than it is in the soy, but I'm still getting a decent throw out of it. And the notes here, balsam fir, bright tangerine, petitgrain, citron, lavender, cassis root, eucalyptus, cedarwood, and amber. There's a lot going on in those notes, and it's really hard to kind of pinpoint all of them to me. It is a tree scent, but it is a warm tree scent, and it is sort of a warm indoors atmospheric tree scent, if that makes sense. A lot of times we're talking about tree scents, we're talking about cool and outdoors and things like that. Nature, you know, maybe snowy, cold air, things like that. This is more of a warm indoor feeling, but it's not like just the tree. It's almost like the tree, but then you have everybody gathered around it, and you have like some of those little different smells from around the house, or different different ambient sort of feeling about it. I love this. Very warm. It's sort of a sweet kind of traditional tree note here with that balsam fir. You get a hint of the citrus, but it's not like a heavy citrus note. The lavender here, I think, is what really kind of softens this up a little bit. And I mean, not a ton of amber here to my nose. It doesn't come across as very perfumey, but there is like just a hint of that in the background. Maybe you've got like your aunt gathered around the tree. Like it's almost like there's somebody in the room that is wearing something that you're just getting hints of, but you've also got the tree, and you've got, those kind of warm seasonal smells to kind of override it. It's just really nice. And I am going to be talking about this one a little bit more in depth in my tree scent video that I have coming up as well. I've really been spending some time making notes on that one because I really want to get that one right. And I'm looking at a sort of Thanksgiving week release for that video as well. But yeah, this is a really nice one. Christmas is here. This one is still available the last I looked. Medium jars and possibly large jars. I can't remember, but at least the medium jars were still available the last I looked. I don't know if this is something we'll see cross over to the Kringle line or not, but I would pick it up again. And because I think the throw of this soy one has been a little bit more subdued than the paraffin was for me, I feel like it's been a nice sort of kind of warming up to tree scents sort of feeling that kind of just doesn't go all in right away. So I don't know. Christmas is here. Definitely a good one in my book. Let's see. I guess on the other side of that, let's go heavy into the tree. If you are putting up your tree this weekend and you're looking for something that has all the tree feelings, I recently started this one here, Blue Spruce. This was so strong. I talked about this recently that I picked this up because I wanted to try it because I felt like it had such good reviews, but my experience with this one here, this version, this is the mercury jar version from several years back. This is, I want to say 2021, 2022. I didn't even see a pour date on this one actually, but from a while back. And this one I feel like it had like a floral tone to it. This one says blue spruce, fir needles, cyclamen flower, citron, ivy vines, amber, vetiver, cedarwood, and rosemary. I don't know. Like this smells like that is going on here. But like the notes on blue spruce, much more simple. This one, blue spruce, Siberian pine, Douglas fir, fresh pine needles, warm winter woods. That's all you need. You don't need all this. I don't know what happened with this one. So if you had this version and you didn't like it, I say try the blue spruce, which is now in the Kringle line. So it's got the full white wax Kringle jar now. But I'm glad I went and picked this one up because what a difference. I don't understand though, because Kringle said they didn't change the formula, but why is their notes so different on this jar versus this little one? But either way, when I burned this, oh my gosh, this was like, it wasn't even pulled out yet. And this is just a medium jar, but this overtook my open concept space. And it is such a nice tree scent. I can see it being a little bit overwhelming, and a couple of you did say it was a little too much, and I can understand that, especially if your space is a little bit more enclosed. I think I'm okay with it more so because I was burning it where my ceilings are really high, and so there was a lot of space for this to kind of disperse itself. So for me, it was okay, and it was definitely strong, but if you have a smaller space, beware. But this is just like the freshest, most like... It's just such a realistic tree scent when it's burning. It's got this sort of quality about it that for me, I think why I'm loving it so much is that it's reminding me of having a real tree when I was a kid. For several years, we would get a real fresh Christmas tree. And there's something about this, and I feel like it's maybe the fresh pine needle note, because there's something a little bit of a slightly sappy pine note in here that really is bringing me back to that fresh tree in my living room, which I haven't had a real tree since then. So I kind of forget sometimes what that feeling is like, but it's crazy how like a scent can kind of just pull you right back 30 plus years. But I've just been loving this one. So I get the hype now. I definitely get the hype now. I've seen people rave about this one, and I never understood it based on the experience I was having with that mercury jar. But if you've been raving about it, I totally get it. You're right. This is a great tree scent. And again, I will talk about this one a little bit more in depth in that tree video as well. So just kind of being brief today, but I've been loving this one. And I think this weekend, hopefully, we're going to be getting our Christmas tree up. And this will probably be going. I'm kind of torn between this one and another one we're going to talk about here that I've also been hooked on, but I think this one has the edge just a little bit. So this is the other one that I was deciding between for putting up my tree. This is First Fallen Snow. And this one, I am so sad. It just sold out like this week. I saw that it was getting low stock like the end of last weekend, and I was burning this the day we were all home here on Veterans Day, and I was just loving it. And I ended up going on the website that day and I ordered 2 more, and I don't think I got the last 2 because it was still available after that, but I think the next day when I went on, it was sold out. So I'm sorry if I don't mean to be gushing over this. If you don't have this in your stash and you want to just skip over this segment, go ahead. I have everything time stamped. But if you maybe do have this and you haven't gotten around to it yet, give this one a try. I slept on this for way too long. The notes always scared me off. It's Christmas berries, petitgrain, clove leaf, bayberry wreath, iced raspberry, winter mint, Colorado spruce, sugar cane, and vanilla bean. So I'm one of those people, like, you tell me like this is a bakery scent, maybe it's a cookie scent or gingerbread cookies. Like I can kind of guess about what that's going to smell like, somewhere in the ballpark, right? But you give me those notes, you call it First Fallen Snow. I mean, to me, this could smell like anything because you never really know which notes are going to stand out to you, how the notes are going to combine. You know, you just never know with some of these conceptual ones. And I was always kind of scared off because there's a lot going on in those notes. But at its essence here, this is a bayberry scent, like that sort of bayberry wreath type of scent. And to me, this is like pure vintage nostalgic Christmas. Like when I smelled this one originally on cold, and I remember this because I remember thinking, wow, this is what a vintage sort of Christmas scent should smell like to me. And then they came out with Vintage Christmas this year. Honestly, this smells more like a vintage Christmas to me than that does, but that is entirely subjective. Everyone has a different idea of that. But this is just like that feeling for me. And I think it's that bayberry. Yankees had a couple scents, bayberry scents over the years. I know at Christmas time that bayberry is a bayberry wreath. One of those is really popular. And I feel like my mom must have burned one of those bayberry scents when I was a kid, because this is just like pulling me back to those like early 90s Christmases. It's just beautiful. It's not like minty to me per se. It's just cool. It's crisp. It's got that little bit of the tree in there with that bayberry note and the spruce. It's just so good to me, and I've been loving it. The performance has been good, and I'm just so sad that I don't know that I don't think we'll see this one again. I'll be honest. You never know. I am not on the insider loop of information with Kringle. I'm not that important to them, but just knowing that it hasn't really been talked about, you can't really gauge how well it has sold. I don't know if this is something we'll see again in the Kringle line. I mean, if it does, I'll be all over it, but I don't know. I'm just so sad I didn't discover this one sooner, because I would have stocked up on some large jars. And even this label here, this label in itself is sentimental to me. Our family has this sort of belief, and I know a lot of others do, like a cardinal coming and visiting at your house or in your yard is like a deceased loved one checking in on you, that sort of thing. Anytime we see cardinals, it's always like my grandparents coming around. So just this label here alone, definitely has always like had me wanting to pick this one up, and I'm glad I finally did. I'm glad I was able to get a couple more, but I'll be sad if we never see this again. But here, putting this out into the universe, I do think if this doesn't come back, we need something similar, something bayberry in the Kringle line, because this is just like such a classic Christmas feeling that I think a lot of people would really love, but just nobody's been talking about it. So I don't know, throwing it out there, but let me know, have you tried this one? How do you feel about it? Because I've really been loving it. All right, so switching gears just a little bit. You know I had to have one gourmand in this pile here. This is Kringle's Crinkle Cookies in the 3-wick packaging here, which leaves a little bit to be desired here. This is not my favorite packaging by any means, but I picked it up in the 3-wick hoping the performance would be boosted up a little bit from the 2-wick, which has been the case, not by a lot, but a little bit better than the 2-wick. This scent I just love though. Chocolate espresso accord, steamed milk, cocoa, brown sugar, and cream. I've told you guys, I'm kind of fatigued on all the chocolate scents from Kringle. They've done so many chocolate scents in the last few years that personally I'm kind of over it. But this one has always stood out for me, and it's always had kind of like my top spot for chocolate scents. And I just love this one. To me, this smells like a glazed donut from Dunkin' Donuts. If you don't have Dunkin' Donuts near you, like think of it like sort of glazed, cakey chocolate donut. That's exactly what this smells like to me. You even have that hint of the espresso, which to me, it's not like a coffee scent. It's not coffee heavy. The espresso here to me is really an enhancement to the chocolate note, which if you think about in baking, a lot of times they'll use a little bit of coffee or espresso in a chocolate recipe like brownies or something like that. It sort of enhances the chocolate flavor. Kind of what it's doing for the scent note here. Steamed milk, it's not overly milky to me. It just feels kind of warm. There's a sweetness to it that feels almost like that glaze on the chocolate glazed donut. Like, I don't know. Like, I do understand the crinkle cookies concept, so that does kind of work too. It does have that sort of, like a soft baked cookie feeling as well. You can kind of go that route, like a cakey, crinkle, soft baked cookie. But like, just the way it works for me, it brings me to Dunkin' Donuts, and they have them like on every 3 feet here in New England. There's like a Dunkin' Donuts, so maybe it's just at the forefront of my mind, but I've always loved this one. Even though it's not the strongest, and I've had the 2-wick version, I've had a couple now of the 3-wicks. I think I have one more 3-wick and then a large jar of this downstairs in my stash still, but I have burned through this pretty much all in the last couple days. Like, this is burned really well, really fast, but really well. I mean, it's really clean. I don't even know if you can see here on the side, but like a lot of my like white wax 3-wicks from other companies, you'll see like a big sort of line where your melt pool leaves off where there's some sort of discoloration. And this is just like clean as can be. I mean, you really can't beat the Kringle 3-wick soy burns. So I don't know. Here's the thing though, guys, I have heard that this is discontinued. I haven't had it confirmed directly, but another ambassador told me that she was told that it was discontinued. The 3-wicks and the medium jars, those formats are being cleared out. I think this set is still available in both of those formats for 50% off right now, but the large jar hasn't gone on sale in a while, and I've been waiting for it, so I've kind of been looking. Usually if something's discontinued, like all the formats will be on sale frequently until they're all cleared out, but I haven't seen the large jar go on sale, so I don't know, maybe it is discontinued, because I was really hoping we were going to see this in a 4-wick, because I really think that would have been like the difference maker for me here, like taking this to the next level and making the scent a little bit more pronounced in my space. But when we never saw the 4-wick come out, it kind of does make sense that it was on the chopping block to be discontinued. We wouldn't see a 4-wick, but I don't know. I've always loved this one. I'll be sad when it's gone because it is one of my favorite chocolate scents that they have done, but I've been burning a ton of this and it's just like, I can't get enough. I just launched the lid across the room, but yeah, I mean, for the price though, I think that's always been like the killer here with these 3-wicks though, because they do tend to burn a little bit fast, and even though they're burning well, it's hard to justify a higher price point for something with that little burn time. But I don't know, I just love it. Let me know, have you enjoyed it? I know some of you like it and some of you told me you hate it, so I don't know, maybe it's one of those divisive ones, but I've always loved it. All right, I've got 2 more here, and I've kind of been burning them in tandem a little bit, so let me grab both of those, and then that's it. We're gonna wrap it up. All right, so the first and the last 2 here, and I was burning this all morning, so I just put it out. I had it over on the counter because I was waiting for the wax to harden up again. This is Candy Apples. I just can't get enough of this one right now. And this is another case of a scent that the notes scared me off for the longest time. Finally ended up picking this up on sale recently. I think it was in the springtime. I picked this one up, and just like it won me over. The notes here, let's see, crisp apples, cinnamon, peach skin, green, clove, carnation, coconut flakes, tonka, and sheer vanilla. When you start throwing things like carnation in there and peach skin and greens, like for me, that felt really out of place for a candle called Candy Apples. So I was always deterred by that. On first sniff, however, this reminded me a lot of Bath & Body Works' 'Tis the Season. So I put this away with the intention of bringing it back out around this time of year. And so I did. And once I got to burning this, definitely has a like similar quality about it to 'Tis the Season for Bath & Body Works. So if you like that one, this one was still available in the medium jars. I picked up 2 more of the medium jars when I got my first snow backups the other day. So I don't know if we'll see this in the Kringle line, but I really love this one. It really surprised me because based on those notes, I just didn't see it happening. Definitely get an apple note here. There's a sweetness about it. It's almost like if you took 'Tis the Season, you toned down the spice a little bit, and added a little bit more sweetness to it. Maybe like added a tiny bit of the essence of winter candy apple in there. You would get something like this. And it's just really nice. And because I've always had such issues with the burn of Bath & Body Works, but I have always loved 'Tis the Season, this was kind of a nice substitute where this is the type of candle I can just let it go for a while and not have to worry about it. It's not giving me issues with the wicks. It's burning pretty clean. The strength has been adequate. Not a powerhouse, but adequate. Very noticeable medium in my space. And it's just been a really nice substitute. And what I've been doing here, and this is where my tandem partner here, now this one is not available anymore, but this is the Country Candle Christmas Wreath. This was a limited edition last winter. Now this one here, this has notes of pine, fir, berry, apple, citrus, spruce, cedarwood, and cinnamon. This one, I love the scent, but it has like a fatal flaw. This is just not as strong as it should be based on those scent notes. I don't get a ton of fruitiness from this. It's just like hints of apple, hints of tree. It's not heavy on the tree notes. It's mostly a cinnamon woodsy scent to my nose. It's beautiful. It's a great wreath sort of scent with that. You think of like fresh cinnamon sticks and fresh wood, and it's a really beautiful scent. It's just really, really light. And the way it has kind of worked really well with Candy Apples here is that when I have them going kind of in tandem, it adds a little bit more of the spice that kind of makes it feel a little bit more like 'Tis the Season and a little bit more appropriate for this time of the year, without overwhelming it, because sometimes cinnamon can just kind of come in and take over. But because this is so like subdued in its throw and its power, it just kind of complements the other one a little bit. So if you have Christmas Wreath, and I know many people picked it up last year, a lot of people said it was light. I had let this sit since last year. I started it burning last year and realized it was pretty light. I let it sit until this year, hoping it might pick up in strength a little bit. I would say it did a tiny bit, but not by a lot. So if you've kind of had this sitting and not really sure what to do with it, try pairing this up with another scent that it will kind of complement. It could be an apple scent like this. It can be a tree scent. It can be, a bakery scent. But try using this as a comparable or a complementary scent, and see if you can get a little bit more enjoyment out of it that way. This was available on the sale for a while, and I almost grabbed another jar, but I didn't end up doing it. Maybe I should have, but it's just, I don't know. It's such a nice cinnamon scent, but it's so light. So I don't know, just an idea for you guys. If you have this one, you weren't happy with the strength, try pairing it up with something, because like it's done wonders for a candy apple. Not that this isn't great on its own. I was burning this on its own all day today, and it was doing really well. But the times when I want a little bit more spice, pop the other one on, and then you've got a great pair. So I don't know. Let me know if you've tried candy apple. This is another one. No idea if this would ever make the cut for the Kringle line, because not really many people talk about it. So is it another sleeper? In my opinion, it's a sleeper scent. It's still on the website. So if you're shopping on there and you're looking for something to throw in your cart, maybe throw it in, give it a try. But sometimes it's hard to want to try something that might be gone. So if you end up liking it, it could be gone forever. So I don't know. Take that information and do with it what you will. But those are the scents that I've kind of been holding my attention for the last couple weeks here. These are the ones I've been reaching for the most. So I've been a little bit distracted from my review burns, but I will be getting back on track. No worries there. But I just thought I would share some of those with you. A nice way to kind of shop your own stash, or maybe pick up a couple that are still available. But I hope you liked that video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments if you have any scents that you've kind of had in your sort of gravitational pull lately. What have you been burning? What can't you stop reaching for? Let me know in the comments, because I love to hear what you guys are burning as well. But in any case, I hope you guys have a really great weekend, and I will be back soon with some more content and reviews. I have some other fun videos coming up as well that I've been trying to kind of plan ahead for. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great weekend.